Welcome to Louisiana for another game of the SFL Season 20 action, Week 14 between the Jacksonville Kings and the Louisiana Revolution. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Lynn. Alongside me in the booth is Mr. Jack Brown. Justin Reside and Tyler Falk are in the stats truck. Our producer is Mr. Cameron Irvine. And Jack, last week of the SFL, we have the Louisiana Revolution still fighting for a playoff spot. This is basically a playoff game for them. They have to win to keep the season alive. Good evening to you. What are your keys for this matchup?
Yes, sirree, Ramos. This is a huge game for Louisiana. Coming in at 6-5, they need to win to stay in playoff contention. And for them, primarily, it's been the main objective is going to be the same objective that a lot of teams have had against Jacksonville. Protect against the pass. OJ Bruin has been a bit of a pick magnet this year, throwing him around like there's no tomorrow. If they keep that under control, if they can keep Jacksonville's pass offense and rushing attack under control, it all turns to defense for Louisiana. Jacksonville's been playing some very solid defensive ball these last few weeks, especially against the pass and against the deep stuff, which I know Louisiana really likes to do, so it should be an interesting game. Louisiana with all to play for.
Jacksonville, the visiting team, trying to pull the upset. They will call the coin toss. It is heads, and the Jacksonville Kings will defer to the second half. Thank you very much for joining us in Saturday Night Football action. And the last game for the Jacksonville Kings here in this era of the Simulation Football League. The Louisiana Revolution trying not to be their last, as they're still trying to fight for a playoff spot alongside about 8 or 10 different teams. The kick is up and the game is underway. And from the one, Louisiana will return this one past the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And let's introduce you right quick to the Louisiana offense. Tommy Utah and Randy Squarebush with Cameron Collier are in the backfield, quarterback, halfback, and fullback, respectively. Wide receivers are Lyric Da Vinci, Liam Hammer, and Rego Dinero. Levi Lees, John Michael Sutton, and Ross Napoli are the two tight ends and left guard, respectively. First down and 10 is going to be a throw, and the pass is going to be caught for a first down on the very first play of the game. That is John Michael Sutton with the catch.
Simple pitch and catch. Nice way to get it going for Louisiana.
This Louisiana team, a balanced team. Traditionally, they always have a good run game. They like to swing it out to the halfback quite a bit. Involve the tight ends. Tommy Utah will throw. The pass is going to be caught after he is hit as he was throwing the football. Lyric Da Vinci with the catch. First down.
And that was a great little catch there from Da Vinci to keep the chains moving. Nothing too complicated. Another first down.
First down and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line. Two tight ends set in the 12 personnel. Tommy Utah with a deep drop back. The pass is short and almost picked off as Jacksonville makes the play on the football. Let's now introduce you to the Jacksonville defense. Taquan Hale and Forrest Dalton are the defensive ends. Defensive tackles are Joey Schwinn and Logan Gardner. Linebackers are John Martin, Stan Diamond, and TJ Harper. The corners are Bernard Gooden, Nathan Kerr, and Nicky Robinson. The safeties are Young Vaught, Jorge Torres, and Toby Nur. 22 personnel this time for Louisiana as they line up in the offset eye. Handoffs a stretch play to Randy Squarebush, who breaks a tackle, and Randy Squarebush is up to the races, up to the 30-yard line, actually tackled at the 31, and another first down for the Reps.
And that was a nasty stiff arm there from Randy Squarebush, coming off of a game that many people would probably consider not the greatest, looking to bounce back. And that is definitely how you want to start if you're Squarebush.
First down and 10 with the ball at the 31-yard line. Split backs formation. And handoff goes to Randy Squarebush again, and he's immediately met by John Martin for only a gain of 2 yards. The Jacksonville Kings defense actually this season, Jack, has been, pretty respectable. I mean, when you go passing yards allowed per game, only 259 passing yards allowed per game. That's third best. They do struggle against the run. Um, but overall, not too bad. I think it's more so the offense putting it in precarious situations as this pass by Tommy Utah falls harmlessly to the ground. Take one hail with the hit.
Yeah, and speaking of precarious situations, Ramos, that is not what you want to see for your quarterback, as the offensive line just kind of failed on him from Taquan Hale with the tackle.
Louisiana offense, for the most part, about middle of the pack in many categories here in the SFL. 5 wide receivers this time for Utah. He passed the ball middle, and the pass falls to the ground again, incomplete. Making the play on defense was Toby Nair, the strong safety, backup strong safety, also plays in that dime role, the rookie. And it's 4th down and 8. Louisiana will have to settle for 3. This is going to go from the right hash, right-footed kicker. It's going to be about a 45-yard field goal attempt. And the kick is up, and it is good by Otis Boudreau, the 4th season veteran here with Louisiana, 6 years overall in the SFL. 3-0 Revs.
And that was a pretty decent little drive there from Louisiana to get them started on offense. Could have ended a little bit better with maybe some more points on the board, but you can't really complain about that, as we're going to now see what their defense has on offer.
Jacksonville will get their offense on the field for the first time today. Only about 2 minutes on that drive for Louisiana. 3 points on the board. This return from the goal line is a pretty decent one, past the 25 also, and to the 26 before being met at that spot by Tank Bennett. Let's introduce you to the offense of the Kings. O.J. Bruin, Sean Sanders are in the backfield, quarterback and halfback, no fullback to speak of, at least assigned one. Christopher Ochoa, Dale Swayze, Joseph Boudet, Goldie Morrison, and Kingston Ellington are the 5 wide receivers. Joel Harleman is a tight end, and the left tackle and left guard, respectively, are Olivia and Alden Bleeker. They go to the right side this time. Sean Sanders will only have about a yard. The strong point of this offense, Jack, is the left side. This time they try to go to the right, and they get met immediately.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense from last week, too, carrying over. Sean Sanders got the ball a lot. 30 carries last week, Ramos, for 89 yards. He had a decent game for himself, but for Jacksonville, it was a very conservative play calling that kind of did him in last week against Vancouver.
Split backs formation, give the ball again to Sanders off the left side, and that's the difference. The left guard and tackle do a sensational job. It's a gain of about 7 yards, and they will go in the no huddle with 3 wide receivers. Not a bad formation to do so here on 3rd down and 2. To throw, Bruin. The pass falls to the ground as the quarterback gets hit as he throws, and that drive spanned about 15 seconds, and Jackson will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, not a great start there from Jacksonville. Just kind of a simple, just a 3-and-out. Meanwhile, for Louisiana, that was pretty much textbook defense.
Great pressure on 3rd down and 2. As Louisiana gets off the field, Jacksonville will have to punt this one away. As this punt goes, fair catch is called at the 35-yard line by Hammer. And it's been an up and down season here for the Louisiana Revolution. They are in the verge of perhaps being in the playoffs. They need a win, and they need a little bit of help from a couple of teams. But I think that due to the circumstances and considering all circumstances, I think it's been a solid season by the Revs. From the 12 personnel, they go into play action. And the quarterback goes down for a sack, an 8-yard loss, as Jacksonville gets the first quarterback takedown of the game.
And already there seems to be a bit of struggle here on the Louisiana offensive line. just not enough ability to keep up from the pressure the Jacksonville's laying on, although that was a one-on-one mishap, so that definitely was not great.
Second down and 18. Ball at the 27-yard line. Again, very similar formation. It's going to be a free play as Squarebush gets the ball off a pass. He puts his shoulder down and goes in for about a gain of, let's say, 8 yards. I will still accept the penalty, Jack, and get that down one more time.
Yeah, same here.
It will be more yards. Actually, they do decline the penalty. You know, it's a compelling case. You know, if you decline the penalty, you do get a little bit more yards, but it's now third down and long. I think I prefer about a second and 13 rather than a third and 10. Third and 11, actually. 5 wide receivers set here for the refs. 3-2 defense for the Kings. Quarterback will actually run with the ball, and he gets sacked one more time. Tommy Utah goes down for a 1-yard loss. As Taquan Hale gets yet another sack in his illustrious career, 4th and 12.
And that was just kind of a dud of a drive for Louisiana. Could have kept things going, could have kept that energy high, but alas, it is not to be.
On 4th and 12, Walter Malinishin will punt this one away. The veteran, it's a heck of a kick to the 22-yard line and absolutely crushed is the return man. That's Bill Swayze. Jacksonville does get the ball back at the 26-yard line. 6:23 left here in the first quarter of play. A really interesting first quarter so far, Jack. Couple of really good defenses. Louisiana did have a pretty solid drive for themselves in the first drive of the game, but defenses have so far settled down as Sean Sanders will go for maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, this is the issue that I'm already starting to see to develop here that Jacksonville had last week. Going a little bit too conservative in response to O.J. Bruin throwing as many interceptions as he was earlier in the season.
Aerial cover of today's game was provided by Dax Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. As this pass is almost picked off in double coverage. Learn more at daxdroneworks.com. Tank Bennett almost came away with that interception. Tank Bennett, one of the only, if not the only player left from that New Orleans Pharaohs franchise. Been a staple in this defense for many, many seasons.
Yeah, since the beginning, essentially.
Yeah. Bruin goes down again for a 4-yard loss. And the Louisiana Revolution really flexing their muscles right now here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. The defense of the Revolution especially just crushing Jacksonville early on here in this first quarter.
4th down and 12. We've seen about 3 or 4 different times we have 4th and 10 plus. Offense is going backwards at this point. Another fair catch is called by Louisiana. They will have terrific field position at the 43-yard line. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time at our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. 3 wide receivers and a fullback lined up outside. There's going to be a counter play. Randy Squarebush puts a man on the dirt and gets a first down to the 47.
And that was a very good run counter play, just picking up the blocks. Nothing too crazy. It's mostly a blocking play. It's where these things are successful. Squarebush just followed where it was all pointing him.
Been Kind of like a rough game for both offenses. Louisiana does have the two better plays in the game for offense. Randy Squarebush with a couple of pretty long runs. This is going to be a throw. Tommy Utah with a pass is completely wide open and caught by Lyric Da Vinci for a big gain to the 22.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made that better is if Da Vinci had caught that in stride, because he was pretty much gone. Decides to spin inside and gets a huge gain.
Another great throw by Tommy Utah. 3 of 6 so far in this ball game. Randy Squarebush with 4 carries for 34 yards. 3 wide receivers and a fullback again. Spread out. Another counter play. Randy Squarebush gets to the outside. And Randy Squarebush puts a man down. It gets in the end zone for a touchdown.
That is nasty. Oh, man. Squarebush got the blocks. He saw he needed one more. Gave it to himself. And runs it in for another 6 points. Just as we were saying, the offenses were struggling to get going. Squarebush flies through the defense.
Randy Squarebush's drive on that one. 5 attempts so far in this game for 56 yards. Midway through the first quarter. And of course, that touchdown to put Louisiana up 9-0. Extra point pending. And the kick is up, and it is good. 10-0, Louisiana over Jacksonville. And I think Jack for Jacksonville, they need to get a little bit of rhythm, just baby steps. Just get a first down. You don't need to win the game in one play.
Yeah, but they definitely need a spark.
Sure.
It's been something that's been an issue with them the past few weeks. It's just they seem too scared to really go for it. And like, hey, I can understand it broadly, but this is your final game of the season, final game in this era of the SFL. So have some, just go for it. You have nothing really to lose at this point.
Mm-hmm. So far in this game, Louisiana with 107 yards of offense. Jacksonville with 10 yards of offense, as O.J. Bruin is now 1 of 3 for 2 yards. None of the wide receivers, none of the 5, or the tight end have a catch so far. It's going to be a handoff to Sanders, and Sanders again will go nowhere. Maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more than that. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and while I appreciate Jacksonville trying to give Sean Sanders a little bit more love, he still seems a little bit too raw to be going into some of these sorts of situations that he's been put in.
Well, personnel again for Jacksonville. They will throw. Bruin, the pass, middle is caught, and Jacksonville gets a first down to the 37-yard line.
And for the first time today, Ramos, they moved the chains by throwing it to Christopher Ochoa. Just kind of slanted right in the middle of the defense. Nothing too crazy. A very solid play.
First down and 10 with the ball at the 37-yard line. O.J. Bruin's best play of the game so far. As he move ball again, Bruin to the outside. The pass is caught by Joseph Boudet for a gain of 8. Excuse me, that is Dill Swayze for a gain of 8. Louisiana trying to make another stop on defense. This is 2nd down and 2 yards to go. Nickel defense so far here for Louisiana against the heavy sets. Sanders gets the handoff, and Sanders again will go backwards. A loss of 1. And a 3rd and 3 is upcoming. The SFL convention is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th through the 30th for Season 21 kickoff weekend. For room reservation details and the weekend schedule, see the #conversion alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Rooms are going fast, and some have already sold out, so reserve your special group rate today. We will see you there as the quarterback sees the ferocious pass rush of the Louisiana Revolution. Brian Craven, the defensive end, gets the sack on Bruin, and it's yet another 4th down for the Kings.
I was going to say, if there's anything going by faster than those rooms of the SFL convention, Ramos, it's Brian Craven flying through that offensive line. And a decent drive from Jacksonville is going to stall out a little bit earlier than they would like. So, they got a 1st down. I guess you consider that a win.
It's at least a progress, as we've seen a little bit of more cohesion on the offense. But either way, Louisiana makes a great stand. We finally see a return here now to Louisiana, and they will return it to the 32 with 1:46 left here in the 1st quarter. The Revolution so far on offense, Tommy Utah, 3 of 6 for 50 yards. Randy Squarebush has 5 attempts for over 50 yards as well, his longest of 22. As you take a look at the official numbers, actually 49 yards so far in this game. Still on pace for about 200. Offset I formation, Utah will throw. Utah, the pass goes deep, and the pass is picked off by Young Vaught, and this one is being returned past the 50 and to the 45. And, well, that's the spark that they needed.
That indeed is a long bomb. Louisiana try to take out the big old meat cleaver, try and end Jacksonville's day a little bit early, but Young Vaught there picks it off, returns it back, and now for Jacksonville, a good sign of life, and let's see what they can do with this, Ramos. I'm intrigued.
1st down and 10. The ball is at the 45-yard line of Louisiana. We see a shotgun set. 4 wide receivers, 3 of them bunch here down bottom of the screen. Bruin will throw. Bruin short, and the pass is almost picked up again. That is Dante Grimm, the strong safety. Let's introduce you to the rest of this defense. We didn't have a chance before. Brian Craven and Odette Boudreau are the defensive ends. Neil Rivers and Chance Wall are the defensive tackles. Chuck Diesel, Nathan Blake, and Blake B. Craze are the linebackers. Evan Arthur, Rolliman Hood are the corners. Mike Ryan, Tank Bennett, and Dante Grimm are the safeties. 2nd down and 10. 5 wide receivers set. Bruin, it is in the empty shotgun. Bruin to throw, goes deep, and the pass is caught and past the 15 to the 10 and down at the 8-yard line. It's Christopher Ochoa for Jacksonville's best offensive play of the game.
And that is what you like to see, a deep bomb from O.J. Bruin, showing that he's still got that cannon that he has. And a catch and turn downfield for Ochoa. The perfect play to start off a drive like this for the King.
Beautiful throw by O.J. Bruin to Ochoa. 1st and goal at the 8. Jacksonville in the heavy set. Nickel defense again for the Revs. Handoff goes to Sanders. Sanders tries to find some space and really cannot. Maybe a gain of about 1. 2nd and goal. .41 seconds left here in the 1st quarter. Maybe the last play here of the 1st, and Sanders will get the handoff, and again, he gets buried at the line of scrimmage. No gain as Blake B. Craze makes the tackle.
Yeah, and now it seems to be after Jacksonville got that huge play there, big contenders to go back to running the ball, which hopefully can get them some points here. Although this is a little bit more of a pass-happy formation. Let's see what they can come up with.
3 wide receivers set. Bruin under center will throw. The pass middle is knocked away and incomplete as Chuck Diesel gets the PD. 4th and goal, but at least Jacksonville can come away with some points here in this drive.
Yeah, I like that play call from Jacksonville. It just Chuck Diesel was right there. He saw where the ball was going and batted it down. It's just a case of good offense, but even better defense.
From about 24 yards out. This field goal is up, and it is good as Jacksonville finally gets some points. 10-3. Louisiana still leads with 1 second left here in the first quarter. Thank you again for joining us, Ramos Lynn and Jack Brown, in the commentary. Louisiana favored by 8.5 points. The over-under sitting at 51.5. So far, not too many points. 13 here in the first quarter. This return will go from inside the end zone past the 20-yard line. Not a bad return. And up to the 24, as this is the end of the first quarter of play. Louisiana 10, Jacksonville 3. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music right here on YouTube. Back here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Revolution 10, Kings 3. Split backs formation here for the refs. Handoff goes to Randy Squarebush, and he goes nowhere as the Jacksonville defense between the tackles, Jack, has actually been pretty good.
Yeah, most definitely. It's been their main strong suit throughout this season. Jacksonville always known for having a strong defensive line, and even to this day, that still holds true.
I stand corrected. Houma, Louisiana, not Baton Rouge. It's my bad. 3-yard gain, 3rd down and 7. And it looks like Louisiana's trying to lower the pace of this game a little bit, Jack, but Jacksonville is doing a much better job containing the run right now at this portion of the game.
Yeah, at least on most plays. There have been a few times that Louisiana's broken through, but they are coming out 5 wide, so clearly they're looking to turn up the heat.
5 wide receivers here for Louisiana. Utah, pump fakes. Utah, middle, the pass, caught. And getting a 1st down and plenty more on the play is number 83, Hooper Xavier, one of the backup receivers. And the Revolution gets a big 1st down.
Yeah, and especially for a little bit of a unique play call, usually a lot of times you'll see that classic 90-yard slants coming out of a play call like that, but that time they found a guy just underneath everyone else, threw it to him, and that is a 1st down and 10.
Offset I formation. The throw goes to Randy Squarebush, but a great play, a great call by the defensive coordinator, as Nathan Kerr was all over it, the rookie. 28th overall pick in the 1st round of the most recent draft, a 6'4", 195-pound corner. Very lengthy, able to make the tackle. Only a 1-yard gain, and the Revolution will go now in the split backs formation. It's a pro set as they give the ball to Cam Collier. Collier gets about 6 on the play to make it 3rd and 3. Will be a pretty
off the middle.
Yeah, it will be a pretty big stop here, Jack, if Jacksonville can, protect the 1st down marker and get the ball back. From the 12 personnel, this pass middle is caught and breaking a tackle, and up to the races past the 20, breaking a tackle again is Louisiana for a touchdown. And Jack, that pass had a chance of, at first glance, maybe 10 yards, and that went all the way for a touchdown.
Yeah, Lyric Da Vinci turning the legs. He kept it moving. He kept it grooving. He was not letting anyone stand in the way between him and the end zone. Goodness gracious. He had to shed, 4 tacklers to get to the end zone. Good job for him. Touchdown for Louisiana.
Not too often that you see a slant pattern being ran about close to 50 yards for a touchdown. 52 yards to be exact. What a play by Lyric Da Vinci as Louisiana just regains whole momentum of this ball game. The extra point is up and it is good. And 17-3 it is here in the second quarter. Louisiana over Jacksonville. Louisiana are really trying to fight for that one playoff spot. Miss any SFL action? Check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation, provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your sports highlight needs. From the 1, the return for the Kings. Getting to the right and up to the 25 is where the Kings will set out shop. OJ Bruin so far in this game, 4 of 8. Not a terrible first half, though the Kings need a little bit more out of him if they are to win this game. Sean Sanders has had a lot of struggles so far on the ground. 5 attempts for only 8 yards. 1 catch for only 2 yards. Bruin to throw. Bruin hit as he throws again in the pass to the ground. And it's been about the 3rd or 4th different time where Louisiana gets to the quarterback. Not for sacks really, but just applying the pressure and making some hits. They do have 2 sacks.
Yeah,
It's just been rough. Even though, you know, it's been quick step dropbacks, trying to get rid of the ball quickly. It's been a great job by this defense on applying that pressure. Hand off to Sean Sanders to the left-hand side. One of his probably better runs, but still only for a gain of 3 yards, as he is up to 11 on 6 carries. 3rd and 7, another 3rd and long.
Yeah, that says a lot about how this game's been going, where a 3-yard run is considered, oh, that's pretty good for his day so far.
Yeah. And nickel defense here for Louisiana with 5 wide receivers. OJ Bruin to throw. Bruin throws deep, and the pass is knocked away and picked off by Ryan. Past the 40, past the 30, past the 25, and down to the 23-yard line. Good play by Ryan, but even a better play by Blake B. Craze, as he had to backpedal like 20 yards to make the pass deflection.
Yeah, it was a team effort. Saw him batting the ball down. Ryan picked it up. And now Louisiana has got the ball in there, right back in scoring position.
This could get really, really ugly here for Jacksonville in the early portion of the 2nd quarter if Louisiana gets a touchdown here. This defense really needs to make a big play. 4 wide receivers and a tight end on this one. And it is actually 3 wide receivers, a halfback, that's Randy Squarebush, and the tight end. This pass goes to the outside, caught, and getting it to the 17-yard line is Lyric Da Vinci. Lyric Da Vinci now close to 100.
Yeah, he's been having himself a pretty big game so far, Ramos.
Yeah.
He's making sure that if Louisiana ends up in the playoffs, that he ends up as the hero of the week.
2nd down and 4, ball at the 17-yard line. Offset I formation. Utah will throw. Utah to the outside. The pass is caught, and breaking a tackle is the tight end. Almost breaks another tackle. John Michael Southern with his 2nd grab of the game, as Tommy Utah is now dealing here in the 2nd quarter.
And that was a good timing route to the outside. Found where the defense was at softest. Had he shed that just a second earlier, I think, he would have been in for 6, and this game would have started to look a little bit ugly.
Feel like he had a chance to do so. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. 12 personnel here. Wonder if they will give the ball to Randy Squarebush right up the middle. No, it's going to be a throw. Utah passes. The pass is caught for a touchdown. Levy leaves with the grab. First catch of the game for the tight end. And the Louisiana Revolution are on the board one more time, 23-3.
Yeah, they're making sure that they want to have an enthusiastic exclamation mark on the end of this playoff hunt. And they're looking pretty good on it so far. Even if this ends up being their last game of the season, this is definitely the first half that you want to have.
Just rough first half here for Jacksonville. At one point, you know, just a few minutes ago, the game was 10-3. Jacksonville had Louisiana in 3rd down situation. If they gotten stopped in that opportunity, you know, they would have gotten the ball back and maybe the momentum shifts. Immediately after that, Lyric Da Vinci goes 52 yards for a touchdown. And now Louisiana is up 24-3. Still plenty of time, though. Jacksonville gets the ball back on this play from the goal line. On the return, just gets to the 20-yard line. Really good job on kick coverage by Hammer. 1st and 10 for Jacksonville. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. In the first half. Jack Brown and Ramos Lynn here in the commentary, and I think it's now the chance. Jacksonville really needs an explosive play. Like, they need something big right here.
Yeah.
Sanders will get the ball off the left side, and this is just incredible run coverage by the corner, Evan Arthur, man. It's just, you have to counter block a big guy and then get a tackle right out there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Louisiana has effectively built a wall at the line of scrimmage because Jacksonville just can't seem to get past it when they run the football. The only way they're going to be able to do it is to throw the ball.
4 wide receiver set from the shotgun is O.J. Bruin. Bruin checks it down to Sanders. Sanders just gets it to the 23, a 3-yard gain. And it's yet another 3rd and long here for Jacksonville. As you take a look at the updated stats, and it's just been just a struggle for the Kings. Couple sacks allowed. Turnover. Not able to establish the run. And so many 3rd downs so far here in the first half. Bruin to throw. Bruin to the outside. The pass is caught, and for a 1st down goes Dale Swayze. One of the better play calls here in the first half for the Kings, the offense.
There we go. There's a little something going. Moving those chains. I'm liking the play. I like that.
Yeah. Had to rely on the yards after the catch. The receiver was wide open and a quick out. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 31. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Bruin will hand the ball off to Sanders again. And again, the tackle is made at the line of scrimmage. Blake McCrae's having an absolutely crazy first half. Another tackle at the line. That's Blake McCrae's 4th solo tackle of the first half of play. Does have a pass deflection that ended up in a pick. Handoff to Sanders. Sanders, it's put down again, only after a gain of 2 yards as Odette Woodrow makes the tackle. On 3rd down and 8, the ball is at the 33-yard line. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first half. 4 receiver set. Bruin to throw. Bruin goes down again as this pass rush is just absolutely on a tear. That's another sack by Brian Craven.
Yeah, it's just been an all-out assault from the D-line here in Louisiana. They've been having probably one of the best games I've seen them had in not just all season, but even in possibly multiple seasons. Just wow.
That is the 3rd sack of the first half for the Revolution defense. As this punt goes away, fielded at the 36, and a decent return to the 43. As Louisiana will have the ball again with plenty of time here in the first half to get even more points. Randy Squarebush, so far, a very productive day. Not a lot of handoffs, but still making the most of it. 52 yards so far officially. First down and 10, ball at the 43-yard line, offset eye here for the refs. Handoff goes to Squarebush, and Randy puts a man on the dirt with a nasty stiff arm, gets 8 on the play. Just been Louisiana really constructing a solid playbook. I mean, the balance has been awesome. 13
Yeah.
pass attempts, 9 rush attempts so far, and that's the 10th rush attempt. As Randy Squarebush gets about 1.5, maybe 2. That's going to be 3rd and inches coming up.
As finally, it seems to be that Jacksonville's defensive line is just starting to hold up, starting to hold their own.
That's going to go to either one of the backs. My guess is Cam Collier. Only 1 carry so far in this game. No, it is Randy Squarebush, and Squarebush easily gets the first down to the 43-yard line, a gain of 5, and Louisiana moves the chains once more. And the 3rd down efficiency has been completely key, Jack. 3 of 6 here for Louisiana, and just 1 of 7 for the Kings. That will win and lose you ball games.
Yes.
To throw, the pass goes to Randy Squarebush. Squarebush protecting the football, gets 9 on the play. And that's going to be the 2-minute warning. Louisiana 24, Jacksonville 3. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music right here on YouTube. Back here in Houma, Louisiana. Revs 24, Kings 3. Offset I formation for Tommy Utah. And the ball off again to Randy Squarebush. What a great block by the fullback as Randy Squarebush breaks the tackle and gets enough for a first down. Just absolute, awesome offense here for the Louisiana Revolution. It's been nothing flashy really. You know, we are not seeing 50-plus yard passes that much, but we're seeing a ton of solid play calls. That one is a really good stop by Forrest Dalton right there at the line. 2nd down and 10 coming up from the 32-yard line. That's going to be 1 minute and 20 seconds left here in the 2nd quarter. Louisiana taking their time. Of course, they do not have to hurry anything up. They do have 3 timeouts and a 21-point lead. Split backs formation, 2 wide receivers and a tight end. Utah will throw. The pass to the outside goes to Cam Collier, and Collier tries to get a stiff arm going. Doesn't work. 8-yard gain nonetheless. 3rd down and 2. From the 24-yard line, Utah to throw. The pass middle. John Michael Sutton again gets the catch for a first down to the 16-yard line. The no huddle continues. Utah now taking his time. Looks like cover 3 here for the Kings. The pass goes to the outside. Really good play call as Larry DaVinci goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line as he stops the clock. 2nd and 2. 30 seconds left for Louisiana. This has been a masterful drive for the Revolution. They have not needed any of the timeouts. And they sit at the 8-yard line with a 2nd and 2 to go. They can run the football here. They do have 3 timeouts again. No need to panic. They will throw instead. Utah passes it to Collier. Collier does not break the tackle. Only gets 1. And Louisiana is forced to call another timeout. 3rd down and 1 coming up. 25 seconds left. Ball sitting at the 8-yard line. The whole offense pretty much is in play here. As far as base offense, power offense, if you want to run the football, if you want to swing it out, it will not be a bad idea. 3rd down and a long 1. It's actually like 1.5. Utah to throw, swings it out. Squarebush cannot break a tackle, gets absolutely smashed for a 3-yard loss, and it's gonna be 4th and they call it 3. It's like 4 and 4. From the Jacksonville 9-yard line, Louisiana still can come away with some points as they can attempt a field goal here. Still a really solid drive. Only 21 seconds left here in the second quarter. Louisiana 24, Jacksonville 3. The kick by Boudreau is up, and it is good. 27-3. Revolution over the Kings. Louisiana now has scored 17 points unanswered here in the first half of play. Again, the over-under was sitting at 51.5 at the start of this ball game. Now we have 30 points, so well in pace for breaking the over-under. Louisiana is minus 8.5 now, looking a little bit too generous for Jacksonville. It's just been a complete wipeout from the Revolution. Jacksonville will have about 15 seconds here to end the first half. Swayze gets it to the 22-yard line. And let's see if Jacksonville just runs it to end a really, let's just call it bad first half for the Kings. You know, at some points it looked like it was in the open up. It wasn't looking too bad, but they have just not been able to convert on third downs. That's been their biggest damaging point. Only 1 of 7. This is going to be a handoff, and Sanders gets smashed again on the play as Mike Ryan makes the big tackle and puts an emphasis on what's been a dominant performance by the Revolution. 27-3, Revs over Kings. And let's see what Jacksonville can do in the second half. As far as the first half of football is concerned, it's just been very balanced for Louisiana. If you take a look at the numbers in yards, it's obviously more passing because normally you will have more passing yards than rushing yards. But when you look at plays, 19 passes, 13 rushes. Randy Squarebush has been very consistent in tonight's ball game with a touchdown. Cam Collier has been very solid as well, more so in the blocking department, but has been able to get involved in the pass a couple of times. The defense of the Revolution has been absolutely outstanding with 3 sacks, combined 4 tackles for a loss, 3 pass deflections, a pick. That one by Mike Ryan that really, started to put the game out of reach. That really blew the game wide open. For the Jacksonville Kings, O.J. Bruin just at about 50% completion, has 1 pick. John Sanders, the Kings offense, the Kings offensive coordinator, they've really tried to get Sanders going, but so far it's only been 10 rushes for 12 yards. 2 completions, only 5 yards. And, to be fair, the defense for Jacksonville, hasn't been too bad. 3 tackles for loss. It has just been the fact that they've been put in really, really tough positions by their offense. They really have not had much time to rest. And, it's just been rough. It's just been tough sledding here for the Kings.
Yeah, especially for this first half. Again, the defense has been doing an okay enough job. It's done what it needs to do, but yeah, it's been the offense. They can't keep up, especially the way they're playing. They're playing low as molasses.
Yeah. Tommy Utah so far in this game, again, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. O.J. Bruin.
Yeah.
Just again, 50% completion rate, 1 pick. It's just tough to come into Louisiana and beat this Revolution team. They're just a completely different beast at home. They're pretty good overall, even on the road, but at home it's just a completely different monster.
Absolutely.
This kick is up, and the Kings are going to return it from the 2-yard line. That's the 20-yard line, and getting it to the 26-yard line is the Revolution. Let's send it to Cameron Irvine for a game break update. Cam?
Thanks, Ramos. San Diego trying to clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight. Denver not making it easy. Gene Struthers hands off to Bailey O'Shaughnessy. Sudo Nakai has a rushing touchdown for San Diego. We're all knotted up at 10. San Diego not totally out with a loss, but they'd really like to win. Hang in there, Jack and Ramos. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Cam. That's going to be a toss to Sean Sanders. And again, I mean, Sean Sanders just cannot get more than 2 yards in any play.
Yeah, he seemed to be moving at about the speed of, well, it's not even really on him. It's just a lot of the play calling has not really just benefited his skill set so far.
Another run by Sanders, and again gets put down by Chuck Diesel. This is just kind of tough to watch. Sean Sanders has had 12 rushing attempts, so it's not like they have not tried to involve him in creative ways even. I mean, it's been runs to the outside, runs to the inside, it's been swing passes. It just nothing is working. 3rd down and 8 for the Kings. Bruin to throw. The pass is caught finally. Christopher Ochoa gets loose and is tackled finally at the 49. One of the better plays for the Kings so far in this game.
Definitely. He's easily been the best. He's been a very solid playmaker, getting the ball down the field, and moving it with pretty dang good efficiency.
Louisiana so far this season 4-1 at home, 2-4 on the road, to the point that, here in Louisiana, this team is a different kind of monster. 3 wide receiver set, Bruin to throw. OJ, the pass inside is caught for a gain of about 13 yards. Another catch by Christopher Ochoa, who's been the best player, to be fair, in the game for the Kings. That was Christopher Ochoa's 5th grab of the game, approaching 100 yards. Twelve personnel here for the Kings. Sanders gets the handoff of the left side. Sanders gets 3 on the play. But again, the lateral speed of this Revolution defense is just too much.
Yeah, just dominating, especially on the outside. They'll get these little plays, but unfortunately, little plays are not what Jacksonville needs right now.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. The ball is at the 35-yard line. The handoff goes to Sean Sanders to the left side. 3 more on that one to the 32 as Jacksonville gets in scoring position. Diesel with another tackle. This is really one of my favorite linebacker, tandems in the SFL. Nathan Blake is no slouch, but man, Chuck Diesel and Blake B. Grace have been doing this for seasons.
Yeah.
This pass by Christopher Ochoa is a really good one for a 1st down. Really good play call right there, Jack. Gonna be 1st down and 10. And the ball is at the 27-yard line. Jacksonville really with their best drive in a while. Maybe their best drive in like 20 minutes of play.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Best drive since the field goal.
Absolutely. Bruin goes down just right as we say that. OJ Bruin is put on the dirt by Odette Boudreau. That's her 2nd sack of the game.
You know what they say about the commentator's curse? Well, apparently it struck once again.
Once more. 2nd down and 12 yards to go. Just so many plays going backwards here for Jacksonville, and that's going to be another one. A loss of 2 more. This Blake Grace is just going crazy here in this game. 5 tackles for and man, it looks like, this is only his register, like, 1st tackle for a loss, but it looks like,
something like that.
Like every tackle he's had has been for a loss. His impact has just been outstanding. Bruin to throw, passes it just too short of the line of gain. And actually it ruled incomplete. So it's going to be 4th and 14.
So now even further back they go. Although this should still be within their range. And oh,
Well, Jacksonville is going to challenge that one. And I'm not sure what's the purpose of that unless you're going to go for it. I mean, if you do get the challenge going your way, it is, I guess, kind of like an easier field goal. But unless you go for it, I really don't see any point. The pass is going to be ruled a catch, I think. But I mean, a 5-yard gain on 3rd and 14 really seems pointless.
The pass has been ruled complete. The catch was made prior to going out of bounds. The Adams.
Either way, Jacksonville does win that challenge for what it's worth.
yeah.
Still gonna be, what is it, 4th and 9? And they're still gonna kick the field goal. So I guess it does make it easier on them, Jack. It's gonna be a 42-yarder. You know, instead of being like a 49-yarder.
Yeah.
Field goal is up, and it is good for Jacksonville. So, hey man, it's a field goal that puts you down by 21. So you do take it down to 21 points. That's 3 touchdowns. Still with about a quarter and a half to go. Six minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Ramos Lynn and Jack Brown with the commentary. Another shout out goes to Tyler Falk and Justin Reside on stats. Thank you, guys. From the 1, being returned past the 20, Liam Hammer breaks a tackle, gets it to the 24, and that's where Louisiana will set up shop. The Revolution, with their first drive here of the second half, they really had a field day in the first half, must be said. Tommy Utah, 15 of 19, 173 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Randy Squarebush approaching 100 yards. Utah will have 5 wide receivers and will throw. The pass middle is caught. On his knees goes Lyric Da Vinci for another first down.
Another gain from Lyric Da Vinci, who, if anything, I think has easily solidified himself as the star of this matchup. Over 100 yards already on the night, and we're barely cracking into the third.
You know, Randy Squarebush has been pretty awesome as well, but I have to agree with you. I think the best player on the field today has no question been Lyric Da Vinci, as Randy Squarebush gets a handoff, and oh, look out, Randy Squarebush gets a first down. That was a pretty exciting play.
And ends it off with even a little bit more disrespect, doing the airplane right in front of the Jacksonville defender. Just boom, bang, pow, like Adam West Batman. He is just barreling through these defenders.
This just turned from a football game to a bowling match, and all those pins falling to the ground like it's nobody's business. Another throw here by Tommy Utah, his 20th of the game, actually 21st of the game. Randy Squarebush for a gain of 5. Louisiana's offense really has been very creative, very awesome so far in this game. Yeah, nothing too crazy. You know, we have not seen a lot of post routes or corner routes or go routes or anything. It's just been methodical and really effective. Speaking about effective, Randy Squarebush is past the 30 and to the 21-yard line he goes, as Jacksonville is just chasing air at this point.
Yeah, they're just kind of running after, punching at air, hoping they can get something, but for every 1 step forward Jacksonville takes, in about 3 steps time, they get hit hard and get sent back 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, whenever they score their first field goal, you thought, okay, maybe, and then Louisiana comes in and scores a touchdown. Now they score a second field goal, first drive of the second half, and Louisiana's just driving the football at ease. This pass, though, is incomplete. Trying to connect with the tight end Michael Napoli, the third tight end on this team. But Randy Squarebush, just unstoppable so far in tonight's ball game. Lyric Da Vinci also unstoppable in this one. From the pro set, offset I formation. Tommy Utah will throw. Utah steps back. The pass to the outside is caught. John Michael Sutton for another first down. Wow. Just
They just did everything for about 11 yards, didn't they?
yeah, just pretty remarkable. First down and 10 yards to go with the ball at the 11-yard line. 12 personnel here. Utah is under center. He will hand the ball off. Squarebush to the right side, fumbles the ball, and the ball is recovered by the Jacksonville Kings. So finally, the Kings get a good play on defense.
Yeah, that's been the sort of little jolted life they've needed over these past few over this last little while. Now, of course, they are on their own end of the field, so still the ball is somewhat in Louisiana's court, but Jacksonville can definitely help turn some stuff around.
First down and 10 with the ball at the 12-yard line. Jacksonville with the ball. Bruin to throw to the outside. The pass is caught by Swayze for a gain of 8. And off the inbound line, he goes at the 20-yard line. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership, as that was Sean Sanders' best run of the game by a mile, as he picks up a first down.
Yeah, easily. He got that seal to the outside, spun it back in. Nothing too... A little bit of footwork, a little bit of being fancy with it. But moving the chains for Jacksonville.
First down and 10. Ball at the 32-yard line. Handoff goes to Sanders again and goes down as Blake B. Craze just puts a wrestling move on him. Second and 11.
He's been putting wrestling moves on everyone tonight, it seems. Going ham on Jacksonville if they keep anything less than 5 yards in front of the side of the scrimmage.
I mean, 6'5", 265 as a linebacker. And another sack as O.J. Bruin goes down. Odette Woodrow with her third sack of the game. Wow. Again, every time it looks like Jacksonville gets a good play or two, they just go 5 or 10 steps backwards. 5 wide receivers. Bottom of your screen, Kingston Ellington. Actually, they go with Kingston Ellington, but it's through the middle of the field, and it's incomplete as Tank Bennett makes a deflection. So, 4th down and 17. Louisiana will get the ball back, and the fumble causes no harm.
Yeah, especially when really the only thing would have stopped was Louisiana getting even more momentum and making this game look a little bit more ugly. But it was good for Louisiana nonetheless.
Louisiana will get this football back. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. And this punt is almost blocked. I thought for a second it was going to be blocked. Fair catch is made by Liam Hammer at the 42-yard line. 2:34 left here in the third quarter. Louisiana 27, Jacksonville 6. I don't think Tommy Utah will throw the football a lot here for the rest of the game at this pace. I think that for the rest of the game, we're
No.
mostly going to see some Randy Squarebush. Maybe even Cam Collier. Squarebush gets the handoff on that opportunity, and he will go backwards for a loss of 3 yards. Forrest Dalton makes the tackle for a loss.
Someone decided to run the wrong way, and that man was Randy Squarebush. He saw the pressure coming and just didn't run towards it, which is odd, considering how he's been most of this game.
Second down, 13 yards to go at the 39, and even on second and long, I think we're going to see a run here for the refs. No, it's going to be a throw. Tommy Utah goes down.
And the main heart and soul of Jacksonville, the defensive line, still holds true as Hale gets another sack.
That was Logan Gardner. That's his second sack of the game. 3 sacks overall for the Kings. 5 wide receivers for Utah. On 3rd and 16, Utah throws deep, and the pass is knocked away and almost picked off. A really good play by Nur, and Jacksonville will get the ball again. So, to their credit, Jack, here in the third quarter, they haven't allowed any points.
Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville has not done what a lot of teams might do in the situation, just kind of roll over. They're still fighting, and that's always good to see.
Jacksonville may have some decent field position unless Lenishin has something else to say about it. Good kick coverage by Louisiana. Still, the ball at the 25 is not that bad. Jacksonville will have the ball here with 1:25 left in the third quarter. Updated numbers, O.J. Bruin has had a better second half, a start of the second half than the first half. 12 of 19 passing, 126 yards. Still no touchdowns on the board for the Kings. Sean Sanders finally, getting a little bit of momentum. 29 yards so far in this ball game. To throw, Bruin. The pass is going to be caught. Ochoa again, and he stiff arms a guy. Ochoa with 99 yards on offense. He has accounted for about 65%, give or take. 70% maybe of all Jacksonville's yards.
Yeah. He's definitely been the star here. Been having himself an actually really good game.
12 personnel. Sanders gets the handoff, and Sean Sanders bounces it to the outside.
Hey.
And run to the 41-yard line.
That probably one-ups his best run of the day. May not have gone for the most yards, but that was just good running. Just held on to the outside, held true, kept turning the legs at first contact. That's what you like to see.
8-yard pickup for Sanders, who's up to 37 yards in this ball game. Again, in the 12 personnel goes Jacksonville. And a touchdown here, Jack, makes things extremely interesting. Not going to happen on that play. A loss of 1 yard. So Deadwood Draw gets yet another tackle for loss. That's the 4th tackle for loss for Woodrow.
Yeah.
Sean Sanders' numbers, averaging 2 yards per carry. Longest of 12. Bruin will throw this time, though. This pass is going to be caught by Ellington and turning the legs to the 44-yard line for a Jacksonville first down, as that was the last play of the third quarter. Louisiana 27, Jacksonville 6. And you put your 4s, 12s, 86s, and most importantly, 68s up in the chat, everybody, for this Louisiana game. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music right here on YouTube. Back here in Houma, Louisiana, the Revolution with a comfortable 27-6 lead. No scoring. A part of a Jacksonville field goal here in the second half of play. This pass is going to be caught. What a great laser by O.J. Bruin as he connects with Swayze for a first down.
Yeah, this is good. Jacksonville finally is hitting their stride with the offense, and they're starting to feel confident in themselves and, to start taking those shots downfield.
That's a point. Jacksonville technically has outscored Louisiana here in the second half 3-0. It's not much, but Jacksonville playing much better football here in the second half as Sean Sanders goes to the outside, breaks a tackle, and gets it to the 4-yard line. A 14-yard rush, his longest of the day, and the Kings have a first and goal.
I think that's the first time since their first field goal that we've been able to say that. And Sean Sanders, oddly enough, has been one of the core reasons behind that.
Sean Sanders now with 19 rushing attempts, getting it to 50 yards. Longest again of 14. That's the last run he had. 12 personnel. Bruin to throw. Bruin to the end zone. The pass is caught for a touchdown. First reception by Joel Harleman. And the Kings make it a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah, they're still kicking. They haven't quite decided to roll over and die yet, Ramos. And with the extra point here, they'll be able to make it just a 14-point game.
10 minutes left in the ball game. The Louisiana Revolution still lead, but a 2-touchdown game with about a whole quarter to play is not impossible by any means. This extra point is up, and it is good. 27-13, Louisiana over Jacksonville. APM Music is on Rival Music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. From the goal line, this return from Liam Hammer past the 20-yard line, and to the 24 he goes. Wow, I mean, Jacksonville, if they get a quick 3 and out, who knows, man?
Yeah. The spoiler is still in play here in Houma.
From the offset eye, 22 personnel, 4-3 defense for Jacksonville. Hand up on the outside. Squarebush breaks a tackle. Randy Squarebush past the 40 as he breaks yet another tackle past the 35 and actually put down at the 35-yard line. Martin making the tackle. But Randy Squarebush is up to 143 yards rushing.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the last thing that Jacksonville wanted to see was another Randy Squarebush big ol' run down the sidelines. Nearly broke that one for 6, but it was saved at the last possible moment.
First down and 10 yards to go at the 35. That one just a devastating play for the Kings on defense. 3 wide receivers and a fullback this time. Handoff and a counter. Randy Squarebush, a really good tackle by Taquan Hale right there at the line. Second down and 10. Where will your team end up in the playoffs? Are you in or out of contention? Can you get a first-round bye, and can you clinch a home game? From the makers of the Rick Meter, the SFL Scenario Show wraps up for its 20th season tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. After Saturday games conclude and breaks down the remaining 16 scenarios entering the final 2 days of the regular season. We will see you there as Randy Squarebush gets another nasty stiff arm and a gain of about 8.
Yeah, and Ramos, as things stand here, these Revolution players are definitely going to be keeping their eyes locked onto the screen during that show.
3rd down and 2. Maybe another counter here. Yep, another counter. Randy Squarebush will go nowhere as he's tackled for a 2-yard loss. And Louisiana will be forced to kick a field goal. Now, if the field goal is good, it's going to be a 3-possession game again. So a very important kick by Otis Boudreaux here. From the left hash, the right-footed Otis Boudreaux. It's going to be about a 45.5-yard field goal attempt. If I can go even more exact, the field goal is up. And officially from 45 yards is good. 30-13, Louisiana really gets a massive 3 points here, Jack.
Yeah, that's going to lurch them over to a 3-possession lead, as you said. Continues the extension.
30-13, Louisiana over Jacksonville. As this kick by Otis Boudreaux goes up. And from inside the goal line go the Jacksonville Kings. Just getting it to the 20 is Swayze. And the Kings will have another shot at it. Wow, I mean, again, you know, the Kings here in the second half haven't been too bad. I mean, they're not letting up without a fight, at least. At halftime, the game was 27-3 Louisiana, and now it's 30-13. Sanders gets it to the outside for a gain of 4. Jacksonville this season on offense averaging 20 points per game. Passing yards per game 265, rushing yards per game 81 rushing yards per game. I mean, their best thing they've done offensively, this is going to be a free play. Sanders goes to the outside and gets it to the 36. The penalty will be declined. The best thing that the Kings have done, actually, ironically, you know, considering how the game has gone, is 3rd down percentage. 60% 3rd down on offense. That's second best in all of football. So it's really not too common that you see a team so good on 3rd down have this kind of record. Normally, success on 3rd down spells success in the win-loss column, but this haven't been the case for the Kings so far this year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the main issue is just that getting to 3rd down has sometimes been complicated. They've been turning the ball over on 1st and 2nd. So if you can't get to 3rd down, then it doesn't matter what your 3rd down percentage is.
That's true. Sanders goes down for a gain of 5, albeit, but man, he's just getting absolutely crushed every other run. And to your point, man, the Jacksonville Kings have turned the football over 40 times. Which is almost inconceivable. Like 40 times in 11 games. I mean, because obviously that's coming into this game. The turnover differential is just as horrible, -19, which is by far the worst in football. So despite on how good you are on 3rd down, to your point, I mean, if you are turning the football over left and right, it really doesn't matter. Third down and 3 from the 44. 12 personnel this time. Bruin under center will throw. Bruin checks it down to Sanders, and he has nowhere to go. A loss of 2 yards.
That's
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I like overall the talent that Jacksonville has on the field. You know, O.J. Bruin is still very young. 4 seasons in the league. It's his first season with Jacksonville, so trying to get used to the offense. Sean Sanders is a rookie, so it's only gonna go up from here. Christopher Ochoa is a veteran, but only his first season here with the Kings, and has done a really good job in this game. Swayze, Baudet, Morrison, they're all rookies. Kingston Ellington is a veteran who's been an all-star. Both Bleecker guys in the offensive line have been in the all-star game twice. And Harleman is just a second-year guy, so a lot of young talent. Oh my God, this is an absolute pile driver by Joey Schwint for a sack.
Yeah, and of course, I think really, if there's anything huge from Jacksonville, especially on the morality side, look over on that defense and look at one of their main draft picks this past year, T.J. Harper. You know, linebacker. He's been really the heart and soul of this team, really changing the culture. I know it's hard to feel a culture change in a lot of ways when you're down and out so often, when you're down at like 2 and when you're in these positions. But you can tell that there's a little bit more enthusiasm in Jacksonville than there has been over the past few seasons before now.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I think it's been revitalized a little bit with the influx of young players. I mean, on defense, Stan Diamond and T.J. Harper as well, with Nicky Robinson and Toby Nair, who's had a really solid game so far. Oh my God! Wow, Young Vaught makes that tackle for a loss, and it's gonna be 4th down and 17. Again, you know, they do have some veteran talent. Taquan Hale, of course, has been in this team since forever. Joey Schwint, only his 2nd season with the team, 6 overall. Bernard Gooden has been around for 9 seasons. You know, some veteran talent, you know, to combine with the rookies and second-year guys. And let's see what the Kings do in the next era of SFL football. You know, the Jacksonville Kings went to the championship game in back-to-back seasons a few years ago.
Yeah.
For them, they lost both of them, but you know, we know that, you know, Mr. Gooden is a really good football mind, a really good football coach, and I think the Jacksonville Kings are gonna turn this around.
Yeah, and again, like with the new era on the horizon, it does seem to be there is like newly restored optimism in a lot of teams in the SFL. You know, obviously some are a little bit more hesitant on it, but there are a lot out there that just can't wait to see what happens next.
Another interception going back the other way for Louisiana. Tank Bennett gets the INT. OJ Bruin gets picked up for the 2nd time in the game. Now 42 giveaways on the season for Jacksonville. Another case of tip drill. Now Chuck Diesel tips it to Tank Bennett. And it's 1st down for the Revs. Revolution over 350 yards of offense. Jacksonville with around 250. Both offensive lines really have struggled in this game, to be fair. But Louisiana just has had the more explosive plays as Randy Squarebush is put down for a 2-yard loss. Second down and 12 yards to go from the 31. 3.5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. 17-point game, Louisiana. This was a playoff game for them. They really needed to win in order to, you know, stay alive in the competition.
And they've so far done what they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Two receivers, 2 tight ends. Squarebush gets the handoff for about a yard. 3rd down and 9 to go. And even on 3rd down and 9 here, Jack, I'll just give the ball to Squarebush again. You know, you don't really
just bleed
need
more
to play
clock.
points. Yeah, I just need to take the clock down to 0.
Yeah, just bleed it.
Well, they will go in the 5 wide receiver set. Why not? Look for the post route top of your screen. Nope, it's going to be the slants. The pass middle is going to be knocked away and incomplete. Almost picked off and then almost caught. Stan Diamond overall gets the pass deflection, 4th and 9. Jacksonville will get the ball back. And credit where credit is due, Jack. This Jacksonville team has been much better here in the second half. I mean, overall,
Yeah.
here in the second half, they have outscored Louisiana 10-3. So only 3 points allowed over the past, almost 20 minutes of play. Oh my God! Another big time hit by Tank.
Jeez.
Golly.
These two, I understand they're division rivals, but dang. End of season, you'd think they'd take off the gas, but no, football players are not like that. They'll go for it no matter what the score is, no matter what the circumstance.
Wow. 1st down and 10 at the 27-yard line. 5 wide receivers for Bruin. Bruin will throw. The pass middle is going to be caught by Ochoa all the way to the 49-yard line. That's likely going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning unless they can snap it again. 3 seconds to the 2-minute warning. They do snap it again. OJ Bruin will throw. Pass middle. Pass is caught. Past the 25 and up to the 20-yard line. A really good play by Joseph Udet. First catch of the game by the receiver. And we had reached the 2-minute warning with the score Louisiana 30, Jacksonville 13. And you're watching the Simulation Football League presented by 8 p.m. Music right here on YouTube. Last week of the regular season of the SFL, Saturday night football action. Louisiana will secure another winning season. Really good work by Gerald Smith, Ross Napoli, and company. This pass is going to be caught for a touchdown. Kingston Ellington puts the ball in the end zone. And Jacksonville makes this a little bit more respectable in the scoreboard. 30-19.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's over just yet, Ramos. Jacksonville still showing a lot of fight in this team.
Yeah, to be fair, you're absolutely right. This has been an up and down franchise for Louisiana. They kind of go back and forth between winning and losing seasons. If they are to win this game, they go 7-5. That's a winning season. Last season was 5-7, losing season. And then they went 8-4, one of their better years, winning season. Then they went 500, 6-6. 4-8, then 9-3 the prior season. That's how they started as a franchise. So it's been up and down history for the Revolution so far this year, in the positive side of things. We're going to see the infamous onside kick.
Anything's possible when the kick is on sides.
Well, in this case, Louisiana gets the ball. That's Tank Bennett, who is a football magnet here over the last couple of minutes of play.
Seems to be.
3 timeouts still for Jacksonville. So Louisiana does need to get at least 1 first down to put this one on ice. They go in the offset eye power formation. Utah hands it off to Squarebush as he goes backwards. A loss of 2 yards.
Does force Jacksonville to burn a timeout, though, which is good if you're Louisiana.
DJ Harper with the tackle for loss. For the Jacksonville Kings, they've been a proud franchise. They've been a really good franchise for a long time. Back-to-back losing seasons, tough years for the Kings. 2-9 this season, coming into this game, 3-9 the prior season. And when you go backwards in time, as Randy Squarebush breaks the tackle, gets close from the first down. Jacksonville 7-5, then the prior season was 4-8. Before that, they had 9 straight winning seasons. 7-5, 8-4, 8-4, 9-3, 7-5, 10-2, 12-0, 9-3, 9-3. I mean, it's a proud franchise, and I'm sure in the next era of SFL football, they have the capabilities to bounce back again, be a force. You know, they're just too young at this point. This handoff goes backwards and maybe even outside of field goal range, Jack.
I think this is still within Boudreaux's range.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Otis is a monster, so 51 yards. 51-yard field goal attempt, maybe not too bad. Especially in the control environment here at home. Still, it's going to be a 2-touchdown game. So... all in all, a 50-yard field goal attempt for Boudreaux.
Yeah, give or take.
Here we go. The kick is up, and it is good. Hitting the net and everything. 33-20. Revs over Kings.
Give Boudreaux even an extra 5 yards, that might have still made it in. Just the leg. Wow.
Minute and 35 left in the fourth quarter. Last minute and 35 of Jacksonville football here in this era of the Simulation Football League. The return goes to the 24-yard line. And that's where O.J. Bruin will set up shop for the King offense. You know, overall, even on a loss, I think the second half ends up this season in a little bit of a higher note. Jack, it's kind of weird to say, you know, when you lose, but you know, showing a lot of heart and showing a lot of promise, I guess. You know, Sanders had a pretty decent second half. Christopher Ochoa balled out the entire game. This pass is going to be incomplete. But again, I mean, it's just a lot of talent that has to gel together.
Yeah. And, you know, again, like, for a team in this position, it would have been very easy just to kind of roll over, you know, accept that, oh, ho-hum, this is just how it's going to be. But, no, they still kept fighting, you know? And that's what you like to see out of a team like this. Even when you're down, even when you're back against the wall, even when realistically you have nothing to play for, you still go out there and you still play football. That's what you like to see.
Mm-hmm. 5 wide receivers again. Bruin to throw. Bruin goes deep, and the pass is caught by Ellington. As he gets his knees taken out by Tank Bennett. Still holds on to the football. Minute and 15 seconds left. Bruin from the shotgun. Bruin to throw. Pass deep. Caught again. Kingston Ellington to the 35. To throw again. Bruin. Same route. Kingston Ellington one more time gets the catch. And all of a sudden he's approaching 100 yards in the game.
At a rate of knots.
Spiking the ball is Bruin at the 17-yard line. 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Let's go. 2nd and 10 from the 17-yard line.
3 wide receivers on this formation. 2 backs as well in the backfield. Look for the post route from the slot guy. It's actually going to be a corner route, and the pass is picked off. And watch out, that could have been a safety.
Oh.
But the tackle is made at the 1-yard line. Thankfully for Louisiana, he got out of the end zone at the 1. They cannot kneel down, though. They'll have to run this as Grimm makes the INT. And if it wasn't Grimm, it was going to be Tank Bennett. That was just a very poor decision. First down and 10. Again, they cannot knee this down at this area of the field. They run it to the outside. Square Bush gets out of the end zone.
That's it.
The 8-yard line, and that's going to be the ball.
Yeah, Jacksonville's last little hope drips away right before their eyes. but still a good season all around from both these ball clubs. I'm sure in a little while, Louisiana will be seeing what their fate is for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting, Ramos.
It is for sure. Louisiana will win this ball game 33-20. And just want to hear your final thoughts, Jack, as well as your player of the game, as the Revolution overall cruised to a victory.
Yeah, the Revolution got out early. They got out to a big lead. Now, while Jacksonville was able to mitigate it throughout the second half, bring it in closer, make the game look a bit more respectable, it just was Louisiana's ball game from start to finish. And they looked like the team that was desperate to keep themselves in the playoff hunt. They wanted it more. And Jacksonville slides down to finish 2-10 on the year. Really, Ramos, I think the player of the game, it come down to one or two people, Randy Squarebush or Lyric Da Vinci. Both of them balled out today. Huge games from both of them. And really carried their teams on their backs to victory.
I totally agree with you. Either one of those two, I think, are going to win player of the game. Just to go unconventional, just to go a little bit outside of the box, I'll go Blake B. Crazy, my player of the game. Again, most likely it's going to be either Da Vinci or Squarebush, right? But it's going to go outside of the box. Just somebody who was absolutely instrumental, in my opinion, for the winning of this ball game. He's the enforcer of this football team. For the love of God, he's 6'5", 270 at linebacker, which is absolutely insane and should be illegal. But he's absolutely awesome, and he was a huge reason why Sean Sanders just couldn't get anything going through most part of the game.
Yeah, it really was just too much to handle for Sean Sanders. And Craze he dominated the line from start to finish, essentially.
Yeah, it's not even like he got like a bunch of tackles. It was just his counter blocking, his pass deflection to set up the first interception. The impact overall that he had in the game, was absolutely felt throughout all four quarters. As you take a look at the final highlights, the player of the game is Randy Squarebush, 25 attempts, 150 yards. That's 5 yards per carry, actually 6 yards per carry. Touchdown. And 28 receiving yards for Jack Brown in color. Tyler Falk and Justin reside in the stats truck. And Cameron Irvine, our producer. I was Ramos Lynn, and thank you very much for watching more action of SFL football here on Saturday night. Good night, everybody.